Thanks, Sipakazi. How's it, Dean?
Hello, Ken.
Dean, you've obviously captained South Africa a couple of times before in tests, but does this feel a bit different going into the game tomorrow?
Very much so, Ken. Yeah, I think the past experiences, I think the responsibilities of the off-field shenanigans was obviously a lot less, and obviously the time frame was a lot less. Now being a lot more hands-on, a lot more productive, a lot more responsibilities off the field, be it meetings or activations or doing press conferences. It's obviously changed in quite a big way since my previous experiences.
Dennis?
How's it, Dean? I just want to know with regards to the playing 11 and in particular Temba, is there still a question mark on Temba's fitness or if he's completely fit? Where do you see him fitting in the batting lineup?
Yeah, it's a bit of a concern for us. I think yesterday was quite a big day for him to push his body. I think today is still a day for him to go out and prove his fitness. It was a bit of a concern a couple of days ago. But again, I'm not a doctor or physio, so they obviously have to do their respective jobs with regards to proving Temba's fitness. And obviously, if Temba's fit, I think he'll be slotting in that number 5 position. I think he's accustomed to that now, and I think he wants to obviously fit in the batting lineup in that spot.
Morgan?
How's it, Dean? Are you well?
Hello, Picky. You well?
Good, man. Dean, what do you make of the West Indies, including a 19-year-old Jaden Seals in the team, a kid that's played one first-class game, barely 10 games? And have you guys been able to analyze what he might bring? Because obviously they must think he's very special if he's probably set for a debut at 19.
Yeah, sure. I think we ultimately have to respect the players that the West Indies team brings into their squad. I've seen a limited footage of the new player, the 19-year-old guy, and a lot of it is T20 cricket, which is obviously recorded and sent to us that happened in the CPL. Yeah, it looks very much similar to Lungi with regards to a bowling action point of view. So I think we've got a good reference there within our squad to obviously try and prepare against the guy if he is to play tomorrow. So yeah, we've had, as mentioned, there's limited amount of footage with regards to that, which obviously we'll circulate around to our respective batters, and yeah, we'll take it from there.
Kanyiso?
Good morning from that side, team. Good afternoon from here in South Africa. Dean, where do you guys stand with the taking of the knee, considering that the West Indies in particular have been a country that have been unequivocal with the taking of the knee, regardless of where they played and who they play? And considering that South Africa does have quite a storied history with the West Indies.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. Look, it's been quite a journey for us, our Protea sides, with regards to this very topic. We had a meeting with West Indies Cricket yesterday, myself, Craig Brathwaite, and the 2 respective team managers. And ultimately what happened was we approached them to give them our version of going forward with regards to their campaign and obviously us supporting the campaign. So we've given the players their right to perform whichever act or gesture they want to perform. So if players are comfortable with taking the knee, they may. If a player wants to do the previous gesture that we had, which is obviously raising the right fist, they're also entitled to do that. And if players aren't comfortable just yet, they got to obviously stand to attention so we can still respect the campaign that's rolling out. So as mentioned, we have come a long way with regards to this very topic. As mentioned, there are players that maybe aren't comfortable with serving a gesture. And I mean, ultimately, we've come to West Indies to respect their campaign as well. We've also come to West Indies on the back of a lot of long chats within our squad, and it's maybe taken us a year to reach this point and topic. where we feel that every player has a right. They've got a sense of belonging within this team. And we've come to the Caribbean not to disrespect the West Indies badge. So yeah, I think we've made a massive step with regards to this process. And yeah, I think tomorrow, obviously, players will be able to be able to share their gestures.
Thank you.
Jelani?
Hi, good morning. Jelani from the a journalist from Trinidad. Hi, Dean. I'm good. Just to follow up on the question that was asked earlier, West Indies will be feeling an inexperienced bowling attack because of the injury of Shannon Gabriel. I know the South Africa batting struggled a bit against Pakistan in the last Test series. Would the South Africa batting try to capitalize on this inexperienced West Indies attack for the first Test match? Thank you.
That's a tough question to answer, because I mean there must be something special about each player that's obviously selected within the West Indies side. So we need to respect them first and foremost. I think if we go in there with that kind of, if we go in with a disrespectful mindset with regards to the bowlers, I think we are not hiding to none. So we need to control what we can control, and that's obviously us preparing in best way. Obviously preparing in the conditions that we aren't too used to, but we've had a few very good days of preparation going forward. So no, we definitely don't see this West Indies attack being less now without Shannon Gabriel. I still feel we need to respect our opposition. We need to obviously earn the right to try and score runs against them, and we know there's a process that we need to follow in order to score the runs. So yeah, I hope I've answered your question, but as mentioned, we need to respect our opposition.
Yes, thank you, Dean. Thank you.
Morning, Dino. Firstly, I was trying to say, how strict have the COVID protocols been that side compared to that of Pakistan? How has this affected you going forward in the first Test against West Indies on Thursday?
The regulations and protocols that we've had have been relatively strict in the first, say, week. We obviously had to serve our quarantine periods, which was 2 or 3 days, and we've had COVID testing every third day, I think. But with regards to moving around in the city and that, we haven't had that luxury yet. We've been pretty much still confined to our hotel. The cricketing people within the hotel, that's basically the whole hotel. So everyone is in a bubble, and yeah, as mentioned, we haven't had the luxury to get out of the hotel as yet. Saying that, it hasn't affected our preparations going forward. I think we obviously know what we have to do with regards to the prep of a Test series. So yeah, I wouldn't say the COVID regulations or protocols have hindered us with regards to that, no.
Dennis, followed by Telford, and then Ken.
And just to follow up on the Temba question, if he wasn't fit to play, would Carl Verreynne be the guy to get a chance in his place?
It's a good question. I think Carl would definitely be in that position, because I think it best suits him. I think he's obviously fulfilled that position playing for his domestic side back home. So I think he's not too foreign with that spot. But saying that, we're obviously banking on Temba to be fit. And I'm sure we'll know a little bit more today, and I'm sure conversations will obviously happen when we get to practice later this afternoon with regards to a replacement if he isn't proved to be fit.
How's it, Dean?
Hello.
Hi. Seems as if your preparations have gone pretty well over there, and you look pretty relaxed from halfway across the world, anyway. I just wondered, we heard last season as well that preparations had gone well, but then when you actually got into the field, the actual game didn't go that well a lot of the time. Do you think? I mean, it's an unfair question, but what confidence do you have that it will be different this time?
I think we've been thrown into the deep end quite a lot of times in the past, and we as I'm sure you guys are aware, we played a 2-day game leading up to this Test, which has been 2 tough days of cricket. The first day, we had basically had very tough batting conditions, and our batters were exposed to, I think, the most harsh kind of batting conditions that we could experience. And the second day, it was another competitive day of cricket where the battle between bat and ball was extremely competitive. So I think we've been exposed to the harshest, and we've also been exposed to our limitations, can I say, as what we need to obviously do as a batting unit. I mean, we are aware of obviously our failures that we've had in the past. The one thing we can control is our preparation. I think that's a key fundamental to try and give you success, especially in this format. So we've prepared very well, and I mean, with preparation, there's no guarantee with the outcome or success. So yeah, don't worry, Telford, be very aware of what's happened in the past, and obviously we're trying to rectify that. Bearing in mind we've lost quite a lot of experienced batters in the past. That obviously we know that that was a massive figure within our batting line. But it's not time for guys to put their hands up. I mean, the opportunities are there for guys now, and it's not harsh or anything, but I mean, that's the reality of it. There's a lot of opportunities knocking, and we've got a lot of young, good batters coming through the ranks. I mean, all I can ask for is time, but I know time's very limited, especially when you're only playing two or three match test match series, which is quite tough to give the guys time.
Thank you.
Dean, just kind of following up on that. I know you guys went over there expecting normal sort of West Indian spin-friendly pitches and that, but it does sound a bit as if St. Lucia is a little bit different. When you say very tough batting conditions, are you talking about it being a bit more seamer-friendly? And obviously, how does that impact on your potential attack that you're going to field tomorrow?
Just from the knowledge of hearing the grounds, the stadium's background, it is very much a seamer-friendly pitch. But I've also heard if you apply yourself as a batter, you can get in and score runs, which obviously we need to go in with that mindset as well, Ken. But yeah, it was quite a challenge in our 2-day game. We obviously played on a side strip, which obviously poses a bit of a slope, and our bowlers utilize that slope in their full advantage. It was overcast, and yeah, there was and obviously playing again with a ball that we're not used to, obviously facing in the Duke's ball. So yeah, we were, as mentioned, pushed to the ultimate extremes with regards to the worst kind of playing conditions we could experience, which I think was good for us because I think it gave us a lot of food for thought, and it created good chat around our camp. So yeah, it's all been pretty good, but I mean, where we are playing in test, the wicket seems pretty flat, and with regards to not having a slope. So yeah, hopefully that will create a bit more of a fairer contest between bat and ball. And I think if you apply yourself as a batter, you'll score runs, and if you bowl well, I think you'll get rewards as well.
Hi, Dean. There's been a lot of different kinds of communication around the various roles that athletes are playing in terms of Kaniso's question, but also in what's happened in tennis and the idea of the press conference. So I'm just wondering, I know you're kind of new to the captaincy role, but how do you feel about the press conference as a tool of communication, and what's it like, communicating to the fans through us, I suppose?
Yeah, it's not the easiest, most probably not the most ideal. I'm a bit more of a face-to-face kind of person when I want to interact with someone or in a bigger group. So that does pose a little bit of a tougher challenge. It's basically, it feels like I'm talking to myself now, and I've got a mirror in front of me, which is not ideal. So I prefer seeing face-to-face value. I mean, it is what it is. We need to adapt to the current situations that we are in the world at the moment, and we need to respect that. I think we're all in the same boat as well when it comes to that.
I think, sorry, Dean, also Fidos is asking, how do you feel about the press conference in general as a mode of communication with the media?
Yeah,
do you enjoy speaking to the media?
No, I think it's good. I think it's obviously for the times that we have, it's a good way to obviously share our knowledge and still keep the chat about the game going. I mean, I guess it could be very one-sided and narrow-minded not to have this. I think there's still a big space for a press conference leading into a series, because I think it's good to get different views and opinions.
Aditya?
Hi, Dean. We've heard that the weather in St. Lucia has been fairly inconsistent over the last couple of days, and I was wondering how that would factor into the way that you all approach the 5 days.
Yeah, I think we've seen quite a few seasons already being, it's obviously very hot and humid. In saying that, there's also a lot of rain around. There always seems to be rolling clouds coming through the city. But also, we've also been experienced to pretty much nice sunshine as well, where, as I mentioned, it's hot and humid, very hot and humid actually. But yeah, I don't think we must play the weather. The weather is obviously something that changes within every half an hour, it seems. I think we need to try and control what we can control, and that's obviously our playing style and what we can do on the field. I think if we play in the weather, it's obviously something that's out of your hands. I guess it's in the Lord's hands when it comes to that. So yeah, it's very difficult to control that. So we're just obviously going to look to ourselves to try and control what we can do, and that's obviously starting with preparation.
And Kaniso?
Dean, just to go back to Tinus's question with regard to Temba's fitness. In the event that Temba isn't fit, is there the possibility of having two debutants in the batting unit with a Keegan and a Kylan? How is that a scary prospect?
I don't think there's any other option really, because all our backup batters haven't played yet. So I think that question speaks for itself or answers itself. But yeah, there's obviously a possibility where we'll have two guys making their debut starting tomorrow if Temba's not fit. I mean, those are the cards that we are dealt, and the guys have prepared well, and it's maybe not a bad thing having younger guys coming in. The younger guys seem to be very hungry at the moment. A guy like Kyle has been sitting on the side of the field now for quite some time in the Proteas clothing, so I'm pretty sure he's chomping at the bit to have his opportunity if it has to play that way out if Temba's not fit. So yeah, there's a possibility we have two new debutants tomorrow if obviously Temba struggles through his training session today.
Thank you.